Okay, so here's my next dilemma. There is a building that resides on the west side of Chicago. It used to be the old YMCA, and they decide to remove their services from this area, which they knew it provided a vast amount of services for the community. Daycare, after school, they had a nurse on premises, um, all the things that a community would need, similar to the office on 10 South Casey. Not to that magnitude, but kind of similar. So they snuck out 3 years planning in the process. And all of a sudden, the building was sold for $1. Now, the organization that came in took over the building. There's no improvements. There's no upgrades. This building has been here since 1913. No upgrades. Half of it was returned to the community with a 2 year stipulation. The other half had single room housing. But for the money they charge per week, they don't give them no brunch, no lunch, no snacks, no nothing. There's no case management. There is no services provided whatsoever. Now, the city has decided to let them bring in homeless people. But if you can't service the people that's already in the building, how are you going to add to the list and you can't take care of the ones there that's in the building? You just study collecting money. Now, mind you, they got this building for $1. Now, the building should rightfully be a service to the community, but that's not happening. And I don't just blame the people that got the building. I blame the aldermen. I'm calling it as it is. Because, see, we skate around issues too much. We skate around them. So, in researching this situation, there has been TIF funds for the community development for that area since 2007. It expires in 2031. Now, there are three main buildings within that range. There is an Austin Town Hall, which has not had any upgrades. It serviced the community, not to the capacity that the old white building did. There is a library, and no money has been designated to upgrade these buildings, but it has funding set aside that nobody has designated to use. So you say, why is the community not prospering? Why is it not being better? Now, on the flip side of that, the mayor have a 330 million funds, but the Austin community is not included in that. So conversation came up that people in the Austin community need to put together a proposal, a plan, and a budget to disseminate these funds. But here is my problem with that. If you know there's a need, then fill the need. You know there's a need. There are three aldermen that make up the community, the Austin community. And as I stated before, if you're in the office to serve the people, then I need to see your work and service, or at least make a real good effort in fooling me that you're working. Someone should step out on their porch and look around their neighborhood and see that you're making an effort. But yet and still, in conversation and transpiring with different people, all you hear is, I hear promises. I hear I'm going to do, but nothing is done. Now, there is organizations in this building that is providing the service, but don't have the funding. But there's other organizations in the area who say they provide the service and have the funding and not providing the service. So it makes me wonder what kind of scam and game is going on that you're playing with these residents in the community. Because again, as I said in other videos, when voting time comes, you see all kinds of stickers all across the place in the yard. You put signs up on people's doors. You got all kinds of flyers about broken promises of what you say you're going to do, how you're going to represent the people, how you're going to be honest, you're going to be true, you're going to be upfront, you're going to service them. But then when you get in office, your voice gets silenced, your service gets low, and you disappear. You're only able to see you by appointment only, and that's even if you have a spot open in your calendar. So is this fair to a community to suffer because you don't want to represent them well? Is it fair to a community to have a building that was designated for the community, you turn over to another organization and cut the community out? You don't have no regards about the community whatsoever. Somebody else comes in and takes the other half of this building and they fix it up with their hard-earned money out of their own pockets, and you use the very work off somebody else's back to benefit your pockets. What kind of mess is that? I'm not understanding that. I'm not understanding. So what are you saying to the community? It's okay to lie, to smoke screen, to make a promise and then make a backdoor deal and sell the community out when you know the community needs this type of building. Everybody can afford to put their child in daycare. That's very costly for the week. So now you want to cut the service down in the building? Explain to me, because I'm not understanding that. I'm not. And I'm sure this is not the only area that this is happening to. It's happening in other places. But it's time out for us being silent. Our tax dollars pay for these people to hold an office. And you need to exercise your right because they work for you. It's not the other way around.